Welcome to WoW Classic Ironman, a completionist series where I play without joining parties, trading, or using the auction house. I hope you enjoy. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of WoW Classic Ironman. This is the one where we'll be raking the dough. We'll be making money, and as I said before, gathering money on a solo Ironman is pretty much a passive thing because there's so much to do that you generate gold without really thinking about it. Just last video I got pretty much 100 gold from just farming deadwood for bulks and turning in my reputation quests. So we're starting with 350 and the goal is to end this video with a mount, or at least all of the available quests done. But I'll do everything in my power to get that sweet 100% mount, and then we can passively start generating gold for the Burning Crusade so we can learn flying eventually. The main goal of the main way of how we're gonna make money is by quests. They give increased gold as a compensation for the XP you're not getting when you're max level. I will be finishing every single one that I can, with the exception of reputation quests. Quests like the one in Timbermaw Hold or for Agent Dawn, that because I believe they are important, they will help me with the reputation grinds later on, and I should save them for the reputation rewards until I'm at the reputation level to turn them in. So now let's go do all of the non-reputation quests and rake in all of that money. One of the worst aspects of questing when you are not trying to get levels, just gold, is quests like this, Children's Horns. It gives absolutely 0 gold, so I'll get nothing from it. But it unlocks the next quest, which also gives 0 gold, and I gain nothing from it. But the whole chain does have some really good quests, so I have to do this. But this one is, well, the drop rate for the horns is atrocious. Wowhead and Questy both showed this quest as a 0 copper reward, but now when you hover over it, it shows it as 2 gold, 61 silver, so let's see. Yeah, it seems like the experience gets turned into additional gold, so no quest will be wasted. That's good. Okay, first gold update here should be, let's pick whatever item, 400 gold. Okay, this is another upgrade from a quest. The Willow Band Hauberg is for more agility. I lose 5 spirit, but I get 10 stamina and 6 intellect on top of some armor, so that's a substantial upgrade. Let's put it on. I took a tiny break from questing to download an add-on. It's called Missing Trade Skills List, and I'm gonna be using it to finish up all of the cooking recipes that I still need. So I checked this out, and it has all of the recipes from cooking that I still need to get, and it says that for example, let's look at this one, crispy batwing. This is obviously a horde only recipe, well, obviously because I know that, and it's noted here not available for your faction, so that's a very cool thing. We can see that gingerbread cookie is sold, but it's obviously only for Feast of Winter Veil, so I can't get that now. But there are some that I can get, for example this leather skin mackerel recipe that I'm surprised I don't have yet, and some other ones, so look forward to me finishing up some of this collection pretty soon. Okay, for some this might sound laughable, but from one of the quests from Fallen Hero of the Horde, we're getting the Shard of Afrasa, which is actually a trinket I'm gonna use for quite a long time, until I get a better one at least. 5 mana per 5 seconds sounds good, and I haven't used Nifty Stopwatch, I think, even once so far. So until I find a use for the Nifty, it's gonna stay in the bag or in the bank, and I'm gonna have my 5 mana per 5 regen and health, of course. While questing here in Blasted Lands, I got one imperfect dramatist fragment, so let's obtain our shitty looting box. Well, 3 gold is actually worth more, but let's open it. Probably nothing useful, 21 agility. Okay, I figured out what the add-on means by 32, so if we check here, 32 out of 85 means I still need 32 recipes. Of course, some of them are faction locked, so without using any ads, I'm out of luck. But I'm here at Mr. Krigon Talzon in Westfall, and he's selling 3 recipes that I do not yet have for Slither Skin Mackerel, Clam Chowder, and Spiced Chili Crab. So this should leave me with 29 to go. And by the way of being in Lochmodan, here's another recipe for all the recipes collection for smoked bear meat. Alright, after I turn in this quest, we will be at 500 gold, which is over half the way we have to go. It's 900 for the mount. But I just found out I'm leaving for a trip in 3 days, so I have to step it up and try to make like 150 gold a day at least, which isn't looking too great with how fast or how slow these quests actually provide gold. Okay, I'm at about 550 gold, and I know now that there is no chance I will make it by my trip, so I think I'll just give it a miss and I will chill out and not force it. There's like 2.5 days left, and I could probably make it if I maybe pulled an all-nighter or something. But when I was getting my Devil's Oar set, I also just stressed out about finishing before a trip. And there's some things that I wish I could make better because of that. So expect some more recipe getting and maybe a fishing clip. Even though recipes cost gold, I'm in no big rush right now. I'm back after my 10-day Italy trip. You don't have to worry if you do. We were pretty much in a secluded area and didn't interact with many people. So no risk of spreading or getting contaminated with the virus. And I came back yesterday, went to sleep, and woke up just in time for the Stranglethorn fishing tourney, and I think it's my 5th that I'm doing. Had a great start, but then for 4 minutes I couldn't find any pulls, and then players started coming in. So I finished. When somebody finished, I had 34. And since I only need 1 rare fish, that's not a reward for the tourney. I will not be keeping on fishing here, just because I think it's a little bit of a waste of time, and I'm very, very behind on this video anyways. So I'm gonna go back to questing and sprinkle in some Scarlet Monastery runs. I think that's gonna be a good way to get some gold on the side without having to quest, because questing, I only have those less fun quests left, and it can get really tedious really fast. If you're ever giga dumb like me and you delete one of the quest items, you can use the item restoration. So 1 every 7 days it will be sent to you. And I deleted the termite jar because I was sure I turned the quest in, and then I looked at my termites, and you need both of these items to turn them in. So yeah, Blizzard saving you from your own stupidity, or me in this case. I just finished a Scarlet Monastery Cathedral run, and I got about 13 gold in total from it. So that's not too good considering it took me about an hour to finish. I will do 1 more run with timing, and I mean it's consistent gold, but well, it sucks to be frank. 13 gold an hour will take me multiple hours to get the around 300 more gold that I need. So I'll test it, and if it's closer to like 40 minutes from here to back here with the loot, I might consider doing it. But if it takes about an hour, then it will be I'll try to find another way. And actually, before I start, there's a thing I should have done ages ago, and I don't know why I didn't. I'm gonna increase the backpack size by 4 by adding the authenticators. So if you saw the plus all this time, now you will not be able to hack me, sorry. Okay, it took me about 16 and let's say a half minute to get to the gate with this unfortunate pull from the vendor. So now the hard part begins because I have to clear all the inside of the cathedral. Otherwise it will be pulled when I start the boss. Okay, this is all the killing in the cathedral finished at 38:40, more or less. I think I've got a lot less loot this run. I don't know, maybe just my personal bias. But let's quickly go and sell and look at the total time. Okay, that will be time about 44 minutes for a run, which is not that bad. But it seems like I got far less loot than in the previous run. Which is, I guess, expected when you run a dungeon for the second time. There's some optimizations that I did. And also, I was playing RuneScape on the side all the time, so if you do this yourself on a similar character, try to aim for like 2 minutes less, because I lost that time clicking on RuneScape sometimes. So minor optimizations I did was I sent my pet to attack something when the pack was just one monster, and I needed to get mana refills, so I would be drinking and my pet would be killing that one monster during that time. And on Fairbanks I started making bandages, because if you make bandages out of your cloth you get a little bit more silver out of them. And a pet could easily solo Fairbanks as well. Sometimes you can get feared. I was lucky to resist it every single time. I imagine if you get feared that would be very irritating. And for now I think I will be taking a break from Cathedral, and actually I will go to Armory. There's 2 items I would like to have from that place. One of them is the tabard, which has a very rich history, especially for a player like me who played free-to-play a lot, but that's a story for another video. And the second is the Ravager, which offers an AoE option for one of the grinds I have in mind for the future. Okay, thankfully the explosive trap resolved the situation. This part was harder than the other ones. Maybe it's because all the packs of monsters were at least 3 and the last one was 4. I had to use freezing traps and I ate more food and drank more water than usually. Seems like we're not really lucky with the tabard. And I'll be looting Herald last, but I didn't check the odds for the tabard on Wowhead. I will be doing that now, after this run. And if they're reasonable, I can see that I killed 20 of those. If they're reasonable, I will do this part again. And we didn't get the Ravager, so even more reason to do it again. One actually worth mentioning thing is I got another large knapsack from a chest, so that's good for my bank space. Good morning, gamers! I just woke up and actually got a 200 IQ idea. If I do dungeons and I do quests, why shouldn't I do quests in dungeons? That should be the best gold I can get now. So I'm picking up some Scarlet Monastery quests right now, and later on I'll probably try to do other instances like Razorfen Crawl and maybe Uldaman. We'll see. I've never done any of those, so I'll see if I can solo them at 60. Another small update. 600 gold. Yes, we got the tabard of the Scarlet Crusade. As I said, this is a very nostalgic item for me, as I couldn't get it on my free-to-play. I mean, I could, but I didn't, and now it's grandfathered. One of the first grandfathered items in free-to-play. And now I've got it on Classic. Really glad. I really like the looks of the tabard. Let's continue with the looting and hope we get the Ravager. Okay, this dungeon has been absolutely miserable, and I just decided to run through it after dying a couple of times, maybe. I'm at the last boss because the quest for it gives pretty good rewards, gold-wise. And I'm even interested in keeping one of those. It's the Vanquisher, I think. Let's see which one, and I'm blind. I think it's this one. Yeah. Vanquisher's Sword, 28 attack power. I don't think I'm gonna be keeping it. I'm gonna sell it for gold. So yeah, let's finish this dungeon. I also did the easier part, and easier part was, well, easy, but also I got pretty much nothing from it. So I think after this one, it's back to Scarlet Monastery again. And after I kill last boss, I will be going through the instance again, because there's apparently a place with cages here, and one of the NPCs in these cages can teach you a cooking recipe. So that would be one more for the collection. And here's the guy. Let's open the gate. Can you teach me? Yeah, you have learned how to create a new item, Gold Thorn Tea. So now you can stay here. I'm hearthing out. Okay, so for this clip of my clearing of Reserve and Downs method, I decided to record the commentary in post-production. You can see when I start the run, my pet is dead. This is because of what happens at the very end of the run. I just run here and skip all of the monsters. It's not too easy to do it, but it's also not too hard. You can get it down in 1 or 2 tries, and after quickly healing my pet and feeding it, we can start fighting the Glutton. The goal of this run is just to do 3 bosses as soon as possible and skip all of the monsters. On the right, under my KC macro, you can see the macro with this purple hand. I will be spam clicking it to check for one of the rare monsters that can spawn in here. And I've also decided to skip all the chests because they're often guarded, and the timing of all the 5 runs was good enough for me to just skip them, and it was fine. After a couple of tries, I've learned that dismissing pet is better than letting it stay, and this skip was actually one of those that I did not found on YouTube after I checked for a similar method. Maybe the commentary is chaotic right now, but I invented this all by myself. Maybe not invented, by thought of this method all by myself, and then after I did like 10 or more runs, I went on YouTube to check if somebody else is maybe doing it, and it turns out that yes, and I found one video of a hunter doing it, but still he did not use some of the shortcuts that I used, like one that you could see before. When you're fighting with Amenar or whatever his name is, the most important thing is to let your pet go first, and then if he has the highest aggro, he will be tanking the ghosts. If you get the aggro of the ghost, it's not a big deal because you can just feign death out of it. Now dismiss pet after the boss is dead and jump down here. This is a very tricky part. If your pet is on you, you will most likely draw aggro from one of those packs, and it just makes the whole run very ugly. So you run here, there's a pack of 2 boars around. They're pretty easy to skip if you watch out for them, but if you go for maximum time, it's not a real problem to aggro them and feign death. You want to make sure your pet is on full health before you engage the boss, and you need rapid fire up. This makes you able to use rapid fire only once in the run, where you could be able to use them twice, once on Glutton and once here, but for the cooldowns it will not refresh. You have to jump down and use feign death down, because if you use it up with the skeletons, then they will just resist it because there's so many of them, and you will have a very bad time. After you loot this, now the hardest part of the run, in my opinion, starts. You have to go back, and both of the ways back are pretty packed. As you can see, I aggroed the pack immediately. I decided to wait a little bit for my feign death cooldown because the timing here, 6 minutes and 40 plus seconds, was still the best that I got in any attempt by far. The average for the runs was about 9 minutes in total. There's also a very cool skip here. You can jump on this route and skip one of the packs, which lets you just keep on running. And if you're lucky and the packs don't aggro, you are out very, very quickly. I didn't find any way to skip on aggroing this last pack, and we're pretty much out. 7 minutes and 45 seconds is the fastest time I got out of all of my tries. As I said before, the runs took approximately 9 minutes each, and per hour this translates to 45 minutes of running the dungeon. And in the last 15 minutes, I just hearthstoned to booty base, sold all my stuff, repaired, bought arrows, and came back here. If you have a lot more inventory space and you can do a couple of hours of this, you can spend the additional 15 minutes by just clearing some random trash, or what would be better is opening some chests. They don't require too much fighting and they give pretty good loot. So this was about 14 gold per hour, and I could not really play RuneScape while doing it, so I did it because it was fun for a couple of hours, but it was worse than Scarlet Monastery, both in terms of being relaxing and gold per hour, so I did not get much gold in here. One more update, this time at 700 gold. I did a couple of farming routes that I would like to showcase later on, but I would have to go back to them, so I'll do that at a little later moment in the video. For now, I'm questing here in Silithus, and it's decent gold. Very quick break to show that I'm 750 gold, which is just amazing. Silithus quests gave me so much so fast. Like literally one quest gave me close to a 5 gold reward and a 5 gold item as well, and it was just to kill one elite, so that's just nuts. But moreover, the reason of this clip is to show that I found Undermine Clam Chowder from this NPC right here when I was restocking on arrows, so that's one more recipe obtained. From one of the quests here in Silithus, I got 2 Elixir of the Mongoose. So I'm gonna pop one of them, and in the 1 hour of the duration, I'm gonna be killing the scorpions here and spiders. They give pretty good vendor trash loot, so I hope to get some decent gold, and maybe they will be even better than running Scarlet Monastery or Razorfen Downs. We will see. I'm gonna open a timer, which is pretty much not needed because I'm gonna be using the potion. I'm gonna drink it, and let's start. One more thing I forgot to mention is I'm starting with 753 gold and 60 silver. Okay, this is gonna be last kill. Maybe I just ran out of the potion. This is full 1 hour. I'm just gonna finish the kill and go to the town nearby and sell all the loot. So after selling all of this, I finished with 764 gold and 44 silver, but I have to deduct 1 gold and 10 silver for repairs and arrows, which means I got like 9 gold in total. 9 to 10 gold, which is terrible for an hour. Especially when I'm potted up with 25 agility. I think it added like maybe around 10 damage to each shot, so not even counting the 2% crit. So that's a pretty substantial increase. If you get tired of these 100 gold updates, then you don't have to worry. This is the last one. 801 gold. Now I need 99 to be done with this. It would be good to have a little bit of a margin, but I can't really shoot that high. Maybe I'll sell some junk from my bank if I desperately need gold after I buy the mount. But yeah, we are now very, very, very close. Before I just sell them for gold, I want to turn your attention to Infiltrator Hamea's quest rewards. This cloak has shit stats, but is an actual long cloak, and I couldn't find many of those, so that's very cool. But this sword, look at it. It looks like a raiding item from TBC at least, or even a further expansion. It just looks so amazing. Shame these items with really cool skins never get to be used because they're pretty trash, to be honest. But the vendor value is very good. I killed literally one slime here and I got an oozing pack, so let's open it. Oh, that's pretty good silver. Literally first cast of the tournament, I got the anglerfish. Alright, and this is the last of the rare fish from the tournament. Still didn't win the tourney, but here's the lucky fishing hat, every twing's wet dream. Looks pretty cool, I gotta say. Final item from the rare fish to the collection log. I'm gonna get 900 gold by selling some of the loot I have from one more clear of Scarlet Monastery. Did not get lucky with obtaining the Ravager, but this absolutely does not matter now because I have 902 gold and I'm ready to move on Darnassus and pick up my epic mount. Okay, at the long last I've got 900 gold without trading, using Action House or grouping up ever. So let's talk to this girl here, Lelanai, and let's buy. I had a tough time choosing one and I actually had my fiancé help me. We're gonna go with the Mist Saber. Absolutely poor right now, but let's put this on. Boss looking mount, 100%. Feels absolutely amazing to have this done. Huge shout out to one sneaky boy who left his Warsome Gulch to be here for the clip. And big shout out to Wheelie for coming as well. Okay, the next goal will probably be hunting more pets and maybe getting some gold back. For now, thank you for watching. I will put the fishing and pet log on the screen soon. And I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.